Beginner's Guide to Deer Hunting. We're going to cover everything from clothes to where to hunt deer, how to hunt deer in northern Maine. So what's the gear that we use?
We use pretty much the standard Northeast deer hunter's clothing. Of course, blaze orange hat is a must.
Yep.
I tend to use 2 different caps depending on the conditions. I have a ball cap that I'll wear when it's mild, and then if it gets really cold, I always want to have a knit hat, blaze orange knit hat, wool hat.
I've got a wool hat by Filson that I use, but I don't use it that often because usually I'm tracking.
Right.
And it's way too warm for me.
Yeah.
I stick kind of with a waxed cotton ball cap.
Yeah.
And that's been my mainstay. It's actually, I think I got it in 2004.
Yeah.
Fully blaze orange. It serves me well. I don't need a lot of warmth.
I like to have 2. I like to, when it's cold and windy, I like to wear a knit hat. You can put it right over the top of your ball cap, in fact, to have a little extra protection with a visor.
So as a deer hunter in the Northeast, we have some cold days, but it also can get warm.
Yeah, so we can have days up to 70 degrees. Yeah. We did last year, Paul, early.
Opening day.
Yeah, and then a couple days later, it was snowing, Monday.
So thermal underwear.
Yeah.
It's usually always on.
Yeah, I use lightweight most of the time, unless I'm going to sit and watch, or whatever. I use real lightweight merino wool.
I use some merino wool from LL Bean, but I really like, because I'm tracking and I'm super active, I like Under Armour's. The bottoms are compression base layers and helps enhance circulation. Feels like it's not even on. So super lightweight, just enough to keep the wool pants off your bare skin. But I like the compression to help improve blood flow. So I really like those a lot. How about shirt?
We've got some from Filson that we like, the Alaskan Guide shirts.
Filson Alaskan Guide, I like their shirts. They're cotton.
Yeah.
I kind of break the rule there sometimes, but a lot of the times I wear I think it's like a polyester material.
Yeah.
One's from LL Bean. Actually, there's 2 from LL Bean.
Yeah.
Years ago. They don't make them anymore. But they're a synthetic material, light.
Yeah, that's fully blaze orange, the one you
fully
have.
blaze
one
orange.
of them is anyway, Paul.
So the advantage of a fully blaze orange shirt is if you're gutting out a deer, take your jacket off.
You're still legal.
You're still legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Filson Alaskan Guide shirts are super nice shirts, but the only downfall is they're cotton, which could be a dangerous proposition.
Cotton kills, right?
It does.
Yeah. Jackets, Paul. I wear a vest sometimes, not all the time. I have a wool vest that actually was my father's. It was a Filson vest. They're again high quality wool vest.
I've got the same one. Yeah, I don't usually wear it.
No, it can be a lot. A lot of times I wear it. This is going to sound foolish, and maybe not so foolish to a lot of people. It's a piece of my dad that I carry.
Yeah.
That it was his. He's been gone 32 years, and he always wore it. So it's just kind of a nod to the traditional.
Sentimental.
I like to wear it because of him. Over that, and you did a really good video, Paul, on that.
Put a link right up here because that jacket's pretty special to me.
You know what? People think that, well, maybe you're overhyping it, but I can tell you you're not.
No.
Johnson, I would like to think that they are making clothing as good today as they did back then.
Yeah.
Because that's a quality piece of clothing.
How you get 28 years
of hard
out of a
use.
jacket. Hard use.
Hard use. Yeah.
Just
deer trackers will tell you that you can shred clothing out there if you push hard.
So yeah, my primary jacket's a Johnson wool cruiser jacket.
Yeah.
Simple, unlined. It's light enough for me that I don't get overheated in it.
Right.
I know I've had people comment that Jack shirts they like a lot.
That's what I have, Paul. I have the Johnson. It's a Johnson.
Yeah.
The Jack shirt, the double cape. And for tracking that, and that's what the Benoits always wore.
And that's probably what I should get.
Yeah, those are super good jackets, good quality jackets.
So Johnson wool jackets. I do have a thicker Filson wool jacket, but it's really too warm. To deer hunt out of. That would be a jacket if I was going to sit or something like that. That'd be a good jacket for me to sit. That's a double Mackinac wool coat.
And now there's a lot of these groups there that Big Woods Bucks and their own clothing. I don't know who makes it, and I can't speak to the quality. I've never owned it. I've never wore it, so I have no idea the quality of it and stuff. I'm going to stick with the Johnson products.
Works?
We'll jump down to the pants. I use their pants too and stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably buy a pair of their wool pants this year.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get a pair this year.
I use predominantly Filson wool pants. Back in the day, I'm built kind of funny, long legs, short torso. The Johnson wool pants just kind of didn't fit me the greatest. It was kind of weird, but I'll try them again.
To go with my pants, Paul, I think you do too, but I always wear, and I don't wear suspenders with any other clothing, but with my wool pants, I do use suspenders and I like them.
How about gloves?
I do have some wool gloves, Paul, with the little rubber knobbies that I've used. I know you bought a pair from Stagger that you really liked and were impressed with.
I just like a complete wool glove. Stagger put one out and I tried it, and I ended up with 2 pairs. I got a heavier weight and then a lighter weight.
Yeah.
Because I always carry 2 pairs of gloves with me because I'm going to get them wet no matter what.
Yeah.
And so I prefer them to be wool because if they're soaked, they don't feel wet.
Right.
They still keep my hands warm. But especially if there's snow on the trees, if you're tracking a deer through the woods and there's snow on the trees, your hands are going to get wet.
And I did that last year, and you videoed the Thanksgiving, and I literally, and this was still the morning, this wasn't the afternoon. You could wring the water out of those gloves.
How wet are your gloves?
I'm 65. That's elder abuse. And I had an extra set, which were wet by the end of the day, but at least I had a period of time, where I had a fresh set. And I would do that too, Paul, I'd put a pair of wool socks in a plastic baggie and carry it in my pack.
Oh, you brought up socks.
Yeah.
So what do you wear for socks?
Myself, I wear a liner.
I wear a lacrosse liner sock.
Lacrosse liner. With a pair of, I try to get a quality pair of wool socks and I like them thick. I like it cushioned. I think
I have some Darn Tough.
Darn Tough is a really good sock. There's a new a different company, and I haven't bought anything from them, but I've thought about trying them out. Minus 33, Paul. Something I would look into, although I can't speak to it because I've never owned any of it.
So the boots that we'll move on to.
Yeah.
Basically what most Northeast deer trackers use.
Yeah, we're going right back to Larry Benoit. I wear lacrosse. I think it's the Grange, the 18-inch, and I have 2 sets. I have an uninsulated pair and I have an insulated pair. Myself, Paul, over the years, I've hunted in a lot of different boots. Starting out hunting, I could never find a pair of leather boots that would take the full day of walking in wet snow or in water that would keep your feet dry. I don't care how much they advertised that they were waterproof.
Even Gore-Tex and stuff like that.
No
leather.
They
My feet would get wet.
I spent some good money on quality leather boots that they never, like most Northeast hunters. I'm not telling a lot of these people anything they don't already know. We went to the lacrosse.
Yeah. Rubber boot.
The Grange.
Simple boot, not that expensive.
Simple, yeah.
Does the job. So we'll move on to gear. Knife, buck 110.
Yeah,
Classic.
The buck folding 110. There again, that has a lot of sentimental value. I've been with my wife for 44 years, and she got it for Christmas for me before we were married. So it holds, and I always carry that. Paul, it's small and rugged and adequate. I think it's got a 3.5 inch blade on it, and it's very adequate for what we do.
I keep a Benchmade pocket knife on me.
Yeah.
So I have the Benchmade bug out. Extra cartridges I carry on a cartridge belt. You carry a cartridge wallet?
Yeah, right? I got a wallet, a leather wallet from LL Bean. It holds 10 cartridges, and I usually carry, Paul, a extra clip.
Yeah.
And so if I ever emptied a clip,
You got another one ready to go.
or magazine, whatever
Well, in the Northeast, we call them clips,
Yeah.
even though they're technically not clips.
okay, they're magazines.
But we call them clips.
Okay.
Everyone refers to them as clips.
Yeah. So I carry an extra one with obviously 4 rounds in it, and that's for quick. It's in my pocket if I need to. If for any reason I need to reload real quick, it's right there, and I get four
more
extra
rounds right
shots right in a second. So
I do the same thing. And then on top of that, carry a belt pack.
Yeah.
And that one's from Big Woods Bucks.
Yeah.
Wool belt pack. I think they did a really good job on producing a wool belt pack.
Yeah.
I've got a video on that. I'll put a link right up here. That's been one of my favorite pieces of gear.
Yeah.
I will not wear a backpack because I don't like the feel of anything on my shoulders, and I don't like trying to go through the woods
Yeah.
with
A backpack.
on my shoulders. A lot of guys wear backpacks, but
Yeah.
that's not my.
The things that I put in it, and you're probably going to get to that here.
That's next.
Yeah. Change up a little bit as you get older and stuff, and you're looking at maybe shaving off a few ounces here and there. So I don't carry as much as I used to. I used to, oh man, I would read up on, things to carry in your day pack, and they had survival stuff in there, and it's to the point now that I don't want to say that where we hunt you couldn't get lost, but I don't worry about it too much. I don't think I have to carry a space blanket and to make into a shelter, and because there's just so many roads and stuff that it would be hard to, with what we have available today, with not only the technology, the Onyx and GPSs, that it would be not impossible, I guess. But
so my Big Woods Bucks pack is the Nuna. It's the smaller one, and I got a headlamp in it, extra gloves, which you just mentioned, compass, my phone, which has Onyx that I use for navigation. It's always good to have a compass as a backup.
Yeah.
Matches and a lighter.
Yeah.
So 2 sources to start a fire. I get my drag rope, and I actually carry an extra knife in my pack. It's a bigger, more of a survival knife.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty heavy blade on it. That's by Tops Knives. Those are made in the US. It's a nice knife. I like it. Yeah. And then a grunt call.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much it. Anything I missed? Oh, and I still have a bottle of Tink 69 in my pack.
Yeah.
I guess just to have a drink if I get thirsty.
So back in the day, I used to do that religiously when I was a young man. I used to use it wasn't Tink 6. I'm trying to remember, with a little plastic bottle. Anyway, I used to use that religiously, put a little bit on my pant cuff and stuff. And I don't do scents anymore, Paul. Been a long time since I've used any scent.
So now we'll go to the tools of the trade. Guns and ammo.
Yeah.
I use a Remington Model 7400, chambered in 270.
Yeah, and I use its father, the 742. A lot of people call that the old Jam-O-Matic there.
Yeah, never had an issue.
No, it was there again. That rifle holds a lot of sentimental value. I was a kid in high school, and my parents bought that for me for Christmas, and I thought that was one heck of a gift.
Oh, yeah,
that was a major gift. Yeah. I still remember the day that I opened that up, and I was like, wow.
And you still have
having 4 kids all about the same age, and to give a gift like that at that time was,
How did you rate?
I don't know, but like I say, I would have a hard time giving that gun up. Mine is 30-06. There's a lot of advantages to those, Paul. That the recoil is totally different than a bolt action or
7600
or a 7600. Totally, such a way softer recoil, and I guess you'd have to shoot it to appreciate it to understand what I was talking about. They have their advantages.
A lot of people in the Northeast love the 7600.
Yeah.
Which is a nice gun, which we both own one.
But I probably won't give up my semi-automatic for tracking deer.
Me neither. It's been very reliable for me and has offered me the fastest follow-up shots.
They are fast.
And
the light recoil helps in that area, Paul.
It does. You basically
Getting
can
back
stay
onto the
right on target almost the whole time.
Oh, they are fast.
Yep. And then I use 150 grain core lock in it. Nothing fancy for bullets.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of better bullets out there, and people can get really hot under the collar about what bullets they use and why they use them and stuff. But I just, for the type of hunting that I do, I don't need any fancy bullet.
You know what?
And
you're
when
throwing
hunting,
165 grains of lead at them. I don't know how you want to slice that up, but
yeah.
But that's at almost 3,000 feet per second. So it's gonna do the job.
So mine are 150 grain. Yours are 165.
165.
165. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what bullet you use. If you're hunting in brush and you hit brush, it's gonna change the trajectory of that bullet.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what shape, what size.
Yeah.
If it hits something, it's going to take an unpredictable path of flight. So I don't buy into the adage either that you can get bush calibers and this and that.
Yeah, boy, they used to call those brush busters, Paul. And
brush guns.
And then there was so many articles written back in the day about brush busters and stuff. And then the myth of the brush buster, that they weren't, they did tests where they put wooden dowels up and shot through them and stuff. And
just comes back to...
I think you're right. I think your best bet is to not hit anything in between you and the deer, and
keep it simple, keep it cheap.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting long distances. I don't need performance out to 600 yards. So gear's a pretty personal issue. A lot of people have their own preferences that work for them in the areas that they hunt. Leave us a comment below and let us know what you're using for gear, if there's anything we missed. So I think that just about summarizes the gear.
Buy quality.
Buy quality gear.
Buy quality
Do it right
gear.
the first time. I had someone leave a comment the other day, said, cry once.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it right the first time.
Once.
Just cry once.
That's it.
Because you'll end up not being happy. And there's nothing I can't stand more than buying something and not being happy because I took a shortcut.
Yeah.
Or tried to take the cheap way
I've done
out.
that many times in my life, and you're right.
Yeah.
It's better to cry once and
cry once. So that was, I guess, this is part one of a multiple part series where we're just addressing a beginner's guide to deer hunting in northern Maine. Stay tuned for part two. Till next time, get outside.
it's good for the soul.
See ya.